Michael. How are you?
I'm great. Thanks for having me.
Oh, thank you for speaking with me. I really enjoyed Voyeurs, and I was just wondering how you casted the, or how you cast the film, because I feel like it lives and dies on the chemistry of Pippa with everyone, especially, but the two couples as well.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, well, with the character of Pippa, I think I think the main challenge is that like here's this character who makes a series of decisions that the audience might not agree with, right? And so I needed to find an actor who was so relatable and down to earth so that when she falls down this rabbit hole, we're excited to tumble down there with her, right? And I'd worked with Sydney on a TV show called Everything Sucks
Oh
many
yeah.
years ago. Yeah, and you know she's the best. She's the best. And I knew at the time that we were only scratching the surface of what she was capable of. And since that experience, like I've watched her career blossom, like seeing her in her arc in Handmaid's Tale, or Cassie in Euphoria is an icon, right?
Mhm.
And then she pops up in Tarantino's movie. I'm so proud of her. And so as a fan, I was like, oh, I know that this is going to be perfect for Sid. I know it's perfect, and there's so much range here for her to explore. But as a friend, I was a little nervous to ask her because this is a movie that's intense and it's got scenes of intimacy, and I didn't want our prior relationship to cloud what is ultimately a very personal decision. But she jumped right in. We brought the intimacy coordinator along from Euphoria,
That's so great.
and yeah, and I have to say, like, her trust in me really spread out to the rest of the cast, so that even though we were making this really intense movie, the process of making it was anything but.
Right. I love that. Like you said, we jump right in with Pippa. So we're following her at every step of the way down this rabbit hole. But on the other hand, you've got Seb and Julia, who we don't know at all. For like half the movie, no idea what their intentions are.
Yeah.
We only see them through Pippa and Thomas's eyes. Can you talk about approaching that kind of character? How do you write for that? How do you direct that?
Yeah, well, it was interesting. In terms of casting Seb and Julia, you're right. Like, they don't speak for the first half of the movie, basically. And so I knew I needed actors who were absolutely riveting to watch, and actors who the camera loves. Obviously, you want to do that with all the actors.
Right.
And the camera loves Justice too. I don't want to leave him out.
Yes.
But
Justice is
but in watching like films like Bohemian Rhapsody that Ben was in, or Tasha's show The Society, I found that in a lot of the scenes, they're in a lot of scenes, but they don't, not necessarily speak in all of those scenes. And they're utterly riveting to watch, even if they're not speaking. And so, and in addition to that, I really needed a gentleman to play Seb, because he has, he's an intense guy, and and Ben is such a gentleman.
Oh, good.
And Natasha, she's a model as well. And so she was able to tell me all about her experience and the specific insecurities about being a model, that we were able to pour into the character to bring more specificity. And so, so they were perfect for those two parts. In terms of how we captured it, that was a whole different story, because filming them, I wanted it to feel like, as the characters felt like they were getting closer and closer to the truth, that these apartments were getting closer and closer together. And originally I had this crazy idea. That, like, let's build the apartments on wheels and we'll wheel them closer and closer together. And my production designer was like, that's going to cost you like $3 million. And I was like, okay, I guess we can't do that. But we did it with lenses, so that at the beginning we're very wide and we only sort of can kind of make them out. And then as they get closer and closer together, we make it seem like the distance between the apartments shrinks.
That's really cool. I did not realize that's what was happening, but I was like, huh, this is,
Yeah.
I feel closer to them,
Yeah.
literally. Now, of course, like you said, Justice is great. And Thomas really almost feels like the moral compass, even as he heads down that rabbit hole too at first.
100%.
How did you kind of use him to sort of espouse the theme, if you will?
Yeah, well, I think Justice is one of my favorite actors. I mean, they're all my favorite actors, but I've been loving his work ever since he was in Paper Towns and The Get Down. I mean, he's so good in those. He's so good in everything. I think he could, like, honestly, I think Justice could have played any of these characters. Like, I would love to see his take on Julia. That would be really great. Yeah, he's just such a, like, Justice as a human is just such a naturally smart and empathetic and warm human being. Like there would be, like, on a Saturday when we weren't shooting, I'd wake up and there'd be a text from him and it just would say, like, "You're a great director." And I was like, "Oh, Justice, like, come on." And so, yeah, of course he's going to play the moral center of the movie just because he is the moral center of, he just has this sense of morality within him. Yeah.
That's wonderful. Well, thank you so much. It was really a very intense and exciting movie. So I cannot wait to hear everyone's thoughts.
I can't wait to either. Thank you so much.